MohBad, Nigerians have begun to sign a petition calling for the ban of the Naira Marley-owned record label Marlian Music. Now, the petition launched on change.org by MohBad's fans had garnered more than 200,000 signatures as we speak. Meanwhile, celebrities have begun to speak out since the death of the artist who left behind a wife and a 24-month-old child. Wale, here we are again.
Very unfortunate incident. My heart goes to the family of the late musician, his father, his mother, and the little baby who will not even have the opportunity of knowing his father. I think at 27, for anyone to lose his life, it's a great pain, any family for that matter. This is a boy that in the midst of, in a society where younger people go into crime, go into cultism, go into all sorts of violence, street violence, this young man decided to invest in his talent. And at the age of 27, has been able to reach a milestone. There's no doubt that it's a budding star. It's an asset to the music industry. It's an asset to Nigeria. And losing him at this time, I think, is a source of pain and mystery for the young generation. And we can only hope that this kind of thing will not happen again. And the only way to prevent it is to ensure that we get to the root cause of what led to his death. We have had so many stories that complained of ear problem, and then an auxiliary nurse gave him an injection, and he was hurriedly buried without autopsy. So we hope that Nigerians want to know what actually happened. And he also complained about his managers, about his producers, that he was assaulted, sometimes he was beaten, and I don't think, and even wrote a petition.
I heard he spoke about somebody who threatened him.
Yes, that Naira Marley is mentioned about how he forced him to change his manager, how he was assaulted, how he was beaten up, and he even wrote a petition, complaining about threats to his life. So, and he also at the time contemplated suicide. So it means that he probably must have been going through very traumatic, experiences. And his death may not be isolated from the circumstances, that surround the last days of his life. So we hope there will be thorough investigation, in order to ensure that we don't lose our young people, at the time when the ovation is loudest for them.
Doctor, at a time like this, you are sort of short of words, We've been there before. One death too many.
I completely agree with you. But for me, I think what we should not lose are the lessons inherent in his death. I told the line of my boss here to say condolences to all those affected by this death. Nigerians generally and the world, and worldwide, his music is known. And since his death, he has risen on the chart, on the music chart.
Naturally.
Yeah, meaning that people are looking for him. But what are some of the lessons I think we shouldn't lose here? One, blame has gone to the police for not investigating his death. Nigerians should know that you don't just dump a petition on the police and move away. He was invited, he didn't go. A petition cannot be pursued unless the petitioner is there. Those he wrote against went to read the call, but he never showed up to back it up. And then this so-called street life that a lot of our stars engage in.
Is it so-called?
Well, that's what they call it, streets. They say they are on the streets.
Yeah, it's not so-called. It's street life.
I don't really understand the definition of street life other than this hooliganism, you know, show of strength, you know, it's at the end of the day, it doesn't augur well for anybody. So we should take a lesson from that. You are rising, and then you are exposing yourself to a lot of danger.
Yeah.
And then number 3, sir. If his so-called fans
Are they so-called?
yes, I'll say so-called, because if they really love him,
Yeah.
they should allow us to get to the bottom of this, not all this noise. Because at the end of the day, we will not know what killed that man if we are not careful. If you are talking from all sides, making so much noise, and care is not taken, you know, till date, nobody has told us which hospital was taken to. I saw a young lady who came on a video who cannot be more than 18, 20, claiming to be a nurse in that hospital, perhaps gave him that injection. All of those are things that people will need to sort out. Now, after the old noise, videos have been deleted so that sources can be traced by people who put them up. Who was that guy in whose car he was? Who was shouting, MohBad is dead, MohBad is dead, MohBad, MohBad. Oh, that video has been deleted from the original source. If we are not careful, all of this noise will let this guy die in vain.
Okay.
Even if it was the fact that he's been beaten, it was this, it was that, and then became sad, he withdrew and all. We should know. But all of this won't help us. These guys should please let there be some sanity in the system so we can know what.
Doctor, when you talk about the youth, we say the youth lack restraint.
Yeah. Completely agree with you. But in this case, we shouldn't let it be. Because this is a young man in whose career a lot of people had interest. The man, in the process of doing all of this without allowing, we were told that the man who we saw in about 2 videos orchestrating his beating has left the country. Because there is nothing to restrain him.
Reportedly.
Yeah, reported. That's what they're saying. So there is nothing to restrain him from living. There's too much noise everywhere. That care should be taken. Otherwise, we'll lose the old lessons we are supposed to learn from this.
Well, but let's look at the backlash. You know, there's this move to ban Marlian music, the label, record label. At this time?
Well, unfortunately, there have been odd stories.
And to have had collected over 200,000 or 200,000 signatures.
There are so many old stories. This is not the first old story I shared with, Naira Marley. And it shows that there is a kind of upsurge of public anger, public rage against him. And I think what is important is that he should state his position, let people, the only way he can exonerate himself is if we are able to establish the truth. Him? I mean, Naira Marley, if he can, the only way, because there's a lot of rage against him, he may not be complicit, but the only way is for us to get to the root of the matter. But just like my colleague has said, I think one other thing that is important is that when you are a rising star, it's always good for you to consider the legal aspect of your business. Because in this whole discussion, I've not had somebody coming out to say, it's lawyer. If you have a lawyer, all the negotiations, all the dealings, all the interactions. Remember we had this similar case, between Sunny Ade and Abioro in 1974.
Yeah.
And it led to a whole lot of, but because, at that time it was Gani family that was Sunny Ade's lawyer. And they had to go to court and there was legal basis to confront your manager. So if your promoter is beating you up and all that, if you have a lawyer, there will have been a legal basis to challenge that kind of, situation, which is abnormal. So when you are rising up, there is the need for you to do things in a proper way so that you can safeguard yourself legally and also protect your...
One of the enduring lessons.
Yeah.
In the kind of business they are in.
I said it. These guys need to learn the lessons. It was like he just walked into Malian music and they saw a star in him. And they just know nothing. And when he wanted to leave, that was when the problem began. I don't see a reason why a record label will say you must stay with us. Even those who want to force
there would have been a contract.
Exactly.
And there are terms.
So what it means, from what we can see, it means there was nothing. Because if there was, even the record label ought to have gone to court. To say, you can't leave us for a breach. But nothing like that happened. So meaning that there was nothing. The guy just walked in, and then also, the point must be buttressed. Signing this petition is not a legal force. It doesn't have any legal backing. It doesn't have any legal force. It's left to government to decide on what to do legally. You can't just wake up and say you should ban Malian music. They should allow the process to run. And the questions that Naira Marley himself has asked, they should be answered. Who was with him? Who took him to the hospital? Which injection? All of those things are going to be left unanswered if we are facing, and like some have said in between, these people are raising this dust. They have something to hide. So we shouldn't be distracted, this police especially, in this investigation. There will be a lot more.
Okay. Once again, from the journalist Hangout studio, we commiserate with the family, both nuclear and extended.